Welcome to this explainer. You guys, I am so incredibly hyped to guide you through today's topic because honestly, it literally defies logic. We're talking about a milestone that forces us to completely rip up the rulebook on the biological and professional limits of an athlete. I mean, this isn't just your standard sports story. It's this profound, late-stage hero narrative about a guy who just absolutely refuses to yield to father time. So today, we are unpacking the sheer, unbelievable reality of Cristiano Ronaldo's 900th goal.
900. I mean, just let the sheer statistical weight of that number sink in for a second. 900 official goals for club and country. It's a monumental figure, a number that genuinely feels kind of impossible to wrap your head around. When we saw him hit this mark on Portuguese soil, we weren't just watching a player doing his job. We were watching a man actively reclaiming his stage. Think about it. Where are his peers right now? The guys he grew up competing against? Well, most of them are eyeing quiet retirement homes, maybe settling into comfortable coaching gigs or sitting in a TV studio as pundits. But not Ronaldo. He is still out there on the pitch, completely defying his age. And you know what really caught everyone off guard? It wasn't the goal itself. It was those unexpected tears that came right after.
Okay, let's really dive into this. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, commentators scream superlatives for Ronaldo all the time, right? But this milestone, it felt fundamentally different. When that ball hit the back of the net for the 900th time, we didn't get that usual highly choreographed leaping Siu celebration that's basically become his global trademark. Instead, we got something so much more raw. We saw a man who looked completely overwhelmed by the sheer, crushing weight of his own legacy. It was this rare, vulnerable glimpse behind the armor. It showed all of us that, for him, this is about way more than just adding another tally to a stat sheet.
Which brings us to Section 1, discipline bordering on obsession, or as I like to call it, the engine keeping him at the top. Now, to really grasp the what of 900 goals, we absolutely have to dig into the how. Like, how does a human body and mind sustain this kind of output over literally decades? Well, I can tell you right now, it's not just about natural, God-given talent. The world is totally full of naturally gifted players who just kind of fade away by the time they hit 30. We aren't tossing the word obsession around lightly here. We're talking about a clinical, relentless psychological state. While everyone else naturally slows down as the years catch up, Cristiano is out there doing the impossible. He's constantly dragging himself right back to the peak. He has spent his entire career actively refusing to accept his limits. To him, every single training session, every agonizing minute in an ice bath, every strictly measured meal, it's a special strike of ambition. It's a daily war against complacency, all engineered to prove one single thing, that he is the greatest in history. It's a mindset that doesn't just wake up and ask, how can I play today? No, it demands to know, how can I dominate tomorrow?
All right, let's move right into Section 2, evolving the play style. This is the tactical shift required for survival.
Because look, sheer willpower is great, but it isn't enough on its own. You need actual tactical genius to survive the natural decline of aging. We all remember the player he used to be back in the day, right? The tricky winger with those dancing feet, just flying around defenders with endless stepovers at Manchester United. But to stay lethal, he didn't just train harder. He totally changed his position on the pitch. He evolved into literally the most efficient goal-scoring machine the world has ever seen. He stripped away all that unnecessary flair and optimized every single movement for maximum output. Instead of burning energy out wide, he learned to operate dynamically right inside the penalty box. He became this absolute master of spatial awareness, arriving at the exact millisecond needed to meet a cross. This specific, calculated adaptation, that is exactly what keeps him head and shoulders above the rest, even well into his late 30s.
Next up is Section 3, delivering in crucial moments. We're talking about the clutch gene.
So the real reason he hit 900 goals while others fell off isn't just about longevity. It's about timing. It's his unique, unwavering ability to produce the goods when it matters most. That's what cleanly separates him from players who just physically or mentally shrink under extreme pressure. Whether he's stepping up in high-stakes European finals with the entire globe watching or dragging his team through these gritty, crucial qualifiers, his mental focus just never wavers. When the tension is at its absolute highest, that clinical drive kicks into overdrive. He steps onto the pitch with one single objective: to kill the dream of the opposition. It's ruthless. Think about how many times we've watched his team trailing, the clock is ticking down into stoppage time, everyone else is running on empty, and boom. That is the exact moment his mental conditioning takes over. When the pressure literally crushes other players, it actually seems to fuel him.
Finally, we arrive at Section 4, an unfinished epic saga, because the legacy continues.
You see, this 900th goal wasn't just some shiny statistic to tuck away in the history books. It was a living, breathing testament to a man who absolutely refuses to let the fire go out. He's taken a professional career and forged it into this epic saga of pure genius. We are living in the Ronaldo Prime era, where every single match is a battle against the dying of the light. And honestly, based on the raw emotion we saw, he is far from done. Which leaves us with a final, pretty provocative question to chew on. What actually marks the final chapter of this epic saga? When we look back at those unexpected tears after goal 900, we've got to ask ourselves, has the king finally recognized his own limits, or is this just the emotional fuel he needs for the push to 1,000? Because knowing what we now know about his clinical mindset, betting against him feels pretty foolish. Take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored today about his obsession, his adaptation, and his unmatched drive. I really hope this explainer gave you a powerful new perspective on what it truly means to be great. Keep that question in mind, stay curious, and keep learning.